Hey, welcome back to the session of sentences. In the previous sessions of sentences, you learned about simple and compound sentences. In today's session, we will try to understand complex sentences. A complex sentence has one independent clause and one or more dependent or subordinate clauses. Each dependent or subordinate clause starts with words such as after, although, who, which, when, until, where, so that, and since. These clauses can tell where, when, and why something happens or can give more information about the people and things involved. Fossils, as you may know, are the remains of plants and animals that lived thousands or millions of years ago. In this sentence, there are two dependent or principal clauses. After eating lunch at the pancake factory, John went to the gym to exercise. The independent clause is John went to the gym to exercise. The subordinating clause before it is dependent on the main independent clause. If one were to say, after eating lunch at the pancake factory, it would be an incomplete thought. To understand the meaning of complex sentences, we need to discuss clauses in detail as well. Let's discuss about clauses in detail. A clause is a group of words which conveys complete meaning. For example, he has a chair which is made of wood. The group of words which is made of wood has a subject which and a predicate is made of wood and part of a sentence. Such a group of words is called a clause. Let's have a look at another example, that is principal clause. What you think is subordinate clause. As soon as the teacher entered the class, subordinate clause. They told me is principal clause. That you were late is a subordinate clause. Noun clauses. Sometimes a group of words which plays the role of a noun are called noun clauses. It has the following six functions. First one is noun clause is used as subject of the main clause. For example, that the match will begin is certain. That the earth moves round the sun was not known to the people in the past. Why the police arrested him is not clear to me. When the train arrives is known to me. How he has survived the attack is a puzzle to me. Whether they have heard it is known to us. What you said was true. Second function is that noun clause is used as an object of the verb of the main clause. For example, mother said that there is no end to this loafing in the sun. Rajan complained that a home tutor pestered him. Swami denied that he had disturbed the baby. You cannot tell what the mangoes cost. Tell me what Krishan will have to pay. The young fellow declared that would see the things through. Ask what you want. The doctor knew that Gopal would love to 90. Third one is that noun clause is used as object of the preposition of the main clause. For example, have faith in what I tell you. Do not listen to what others say. There is nothing pleasing about what you say. The food was good except that it was spicy. Fourth one is that noun clause is used as an object of the infinitive of the main clause. For example, we went to see what had happened. I am glad to hear that you are coming soon. I want to know what happened to the rabies microbe. Fifth one is that noun clause is used in opposition to some noun or pronoun. For example, it is clear that you have touched these books for days. My idea that he was coming came true. Your statement that you are not guilty is not true. Do not forget that you are answerable to us. Sixth one is that noun clause is used as complement of the incomplete verb. For example, Our problem is that we cannot afford all this. His fear will be that they will not keep their word. This is what I get. My faith is that nature does not punish the wrongdoer. Adjective clause. In a complex sentence, the adjective clause does the function of an adjective and therefore qualifies a noun or pronoun in the main clause. It is introduced by some relative pronoun or relative adverb. Relative pronouns who, whom, whose are used to qualify pronouns. Which and that are used to qualify things. Relative adverb. When is used for time, where is used for place, why is used for reasons. Let's have a look at some examples. Do you know the man who lives in the next house? It's all about the place. We know the time when the train arrives. It's all about time. This is the place where we saw him. It's all about the place. This is the reason why we have called on you. It's all about reason. Adverb clauses. An adverb clause modifies the verb, adjective, or adverb in the main clause. For example, adverb clause of time. An adverb clause of time is introduced by subordinate conjunctions like when, whenever, while, before, after, as, since, as soon as, until, as long as, till, and many more. I do not know when my father is coming back. Whenever he comes, he expects hospitality, while I shall not be unworthy of their love. The patient had died before they arrived. The pearl fishers gave their evening call after the long is over. Father called Swami as he was stepping out of the house. She had not eaten anything since she left her home. It started raining as soon as they stepped out of the house. I will not leave you until you give me the answer. I shall treasure it as long as I live. Tolstoy lived at his till he was 80. Adverb clauses of place. They are introduced by subordinate conjunction where and wherever. They answer the question where. For example, where there is a will, there is a way. I shall stay where I am. They sat where there was room. They went wherever he went. The police reached where they lived. Adverb clauses of manner. They are introduced by subordinate conjunctions, for example, as if, and many more. They answer the question how. For example, he weeps as if he were mad. He loves as if I were his son. He wept as if he had been mad. He loved as if he had been his son. They fought as heroes do. He walked as a prince does. Adverb clauses of cause or reason. They are introduced by the subordinate conjunctions because, since, for, as. They answer the question why. For example, the lady could not attend the function as she was ill. He could not go to the college as he was ill. He could not continue his son's education for he was poor. He could not take the test as he was ill. Adverb clauses of purpose. They are introduced by subordinate conjunctions like so that, lest, should. They answer the question why. For example, we eat so that we may live. We sow so that we may reap. He works hard lest he should fail. Adverb clauses of result or concession. They are introduced by that, so, or such. This was the result of a particular action or a quality. For example, he was so weak that he could not walk. Alfred was so frustrated that he left France. There was such good order of good cooking that we started feeling hungry. Adverb clauses of condition. For example, if it does not rain, the farmers will suffer. If we work hard, we will succeed. If you are a teacher, you will teach well. Until you tell me the answer, I shall not let you go. Adverb clauses of supposition or concession. They are introduced by subordinate conjunctions like although, even, and many more. They always show contrast or contradiction. For example, although the child was offered sweets, he turned his face away from the sweet shop. Though the woods were lovely, the travelers could not stop to enjoy Snowcape. Uncle Podger looked fresh, though everybody else in the house was dead tired. Adverb clauses of comparison of degree. They are introduced by the subordinate conjunctions like than, as, so as. For example, nobody suffered more than the lady with the dog. The narrator was not afraid of the whirlpool as his brother. He is not so innocent as he appears. That's all about complex sentences. Thanks.